Hey there friends, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to continue learning about our short A CVC words. We had another video on that I'll link in the description below if you haven't watched that yet. But this is going to be a continuation of that lesson. Today we're going to be looking at short A CVC words in poem form. So we're going to be looking at a poem together, kind of looking at some of the words, practicing reading them, building them, and then we'll have a seesaw activity at the end. Let's get started. So today's poem is called Me and Dad, and it is full of short A words. Now let's do a quick review first. What are CVC words? Again, CVC words are words that we can sound out. That means that each letter is going to say the sound that we expect it to. Sometimes we get words that don't necessarily sound the way we want them to, like sight words, like the. Where if we tried to sound them out, we wouldn't be able to read them in that way. But CVC words we can always sound out. They always make the sounds that we're expecting them to. They're called CVC words because it stands for consonant, vowel, consonant, meaning we're always going to have a consonant on either end and a vowel in the middle. Additionally, that vowel is always going to say its short vowel sound. So again, our vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, and their short sounds are going to be A, I, and So it's going to be making one of those 5 sounds in the middle, and the consonants on either end can be sounded out as well. For example, let's look at this word here. At. We have the letter C, which is a consonant, the letter T, which is a consonant, and the letter A in the middle, which is a vowel. If we listen, k, at, the A is saying its short vowel sound, a. And if we put those sounds together, k, at, cat, we can sound out the word and realize that it says cat. Sometimes we can practice reading what we call nonsense CVC words. That is, words that aren't real, but that we could still sound out as if they were real words. So let's take this word, for example. We can look and see that we have J-A-V. J is a consonant, A is a vowel, and V is another consonant. So this is a CVC word. Let's sound it out together. J-A-V. Each one of those letters said the sound that we were expecting it to. J-A-V, jav. Even though jav is not a real word, it's a nonsense word, we can still sound it out as if it were a real word because a CVC word always makes the sounds that we're expecting it to. Let's watch this Jack Hartmann video to review some of our CVC words, and then we'll get into our poem.
CVC words, I know what they are. Consonant, vowel, consonant, 3 letters, that's for sure. When we say each letter, shake your hips. 1, 2, 3. When we say their sounds, stretch your arms left to right with me. When we say the word, reach up high and celebrate. C-A-T. K-at. Cat. Cat. C-A-T. Cat. B-A-T. B-at. Bat. Bat. B-A-T. Bat. C-A-P. K-ap. Cap. Cap. C-A-P. Cap. R-A-P. R-ap. Rap. Rap. R-A-P. Rap. Let's do some more CVC words. B-A-G. B-A-G. Bag. Bag. B-A-G. Bag. D-A-D. D-A-D. Dad. Dad. D-A-D. Dad. CVC words, I know what they are. Consonant, vowel, consonant, 3 letters, that's for sure. CVC words. Consonant, vowel, consonant. CVC words.
All right, so that was a great little review of some of our CVC words. And now we're going to dive into our poem. So as I said at the beginning, our poem today is called Me and Dad. I'm going to start by just reading it to us once. I want you to try to follow along. Then we're going to kind of go through and find some of those short A CVC words together. Me and Dad. Me and Dad got in the cab. We sat in back and gab, gab, gabbed. We grabbed our bag with balls and bats, and off we went to play and chat. We played some ball. I was so glad. I love to spend time with my dad. So in our poem, friends, we heard about how the boy likes to spend time with his dad, how they played with balls and bats, and they rode in a cab. Now let's find some of those CVC words together. Let's first look up here in the title. Me and Dad. I see a short A CVC word in that title. Do you think you know what it is? Dad, very good. And we see it in that first line as well. Me and Dad. D-A-D, just like in our video. Dad. Me and Dad got in the cab. In our second line here, I see another short A CVC word. Which one of those words do you think is a short A CVC word? Cab, that's right. K-A-B, cab. Let's look at line number 3. We sat in back. I see a short A CVC word in there. Sat, very good. And we actually have another short A word in there as well, and that word is back. We sat in back. The word back has a consonant digraph CK there at the end, so it's not technically a CVC word, but we can still sound it out. B-ack, back. And then look at our fourth line. And gab, gab, gabbed. To gab means to talk. And if we look at the word gab, g-a-b, we realize that it is another CVC word. Gab, gab, gabbed. So let's read our first, what we call stanza here together. Me and Dad got in the cab. We sat in back and gab, gab, gabbed. Great job, friends. Let's do it once more, and I want you to say the CVC words when we get there. Me and got in the, we, in, and. Good job, friends. Let's look at our second stanza or second section here. The first line says, we grabbed our bag. We grabbed our bag. Let's take a look at the word grab here real quick. We grabbed our bags. Now I hear an a sound in that word. And if we take it and we break it down a little bit, we see that the word grabbed has the word grab inside of it. G-R-A-B. Now, again, this isn't technically a CVC word, but it does have that short A sound, so we do want to acknowledge it. We can still sound this word out. It just has an extra consonant at the beginning. G-R-A-B, grab. So our first short A word right there is grabbed. We grabbed our bag. There's another short A CVC word in that line as well. Can you tell me what it is? Bag. Very good. B-a-g, bag. We grabbed our bag with balls and bats. What do we hear in that second line that has that short A sound? Good. Balls and bats. Both have that short A sound in there. B-at, bat. And off we went to play and chat. Now in those last two lines, I see one word that has a short A sound. And off we went to play and chat. That's right, the word chat. We see chat has a CH digraph at the beginning. If we sound it out, ch-at, we can hear that it only has 3 sounds, but there are 4 letters. That's because this CH at the beginning is a consonant digraph. two letters working together to make one sound. So though it's not CVC, we can still sound it out. Ch, a, t. Let's read our second stanza together. We grabbed our bag with balls and bats, and off we went to play and chat. Good, let's do it once more, and you can say the CVC words. We, our, with, and off we went to play and... Awesome job, friends. Let's take a look at our final stanza. We played some ball. I see a word that we noticed earlier. Ball, that's right. I was so glad. What short A word do we have in that line? Glad, very good. That has that, what we call a consonant blend at the beginning, meaning there are two consonants that we can sound out, but it's still a word we can sound out. G, U, A, D, glad. And we hear that a, short A word in there. Line 3 says, I love to spend time with my dad. I see one more word in our poem that has a short A sound. Dad, very good. So let's read our final stanza together. We played some ball. I was so glad. I love to spend time with my dad. Let's do it once more, and you can read the CVC words. We played some. I was so. I love to spend time with my... Great job, friends. Now we're going to play a little game called Missing Letters, where we're going to figure out which letters are missing and what we need to add to spell these CVC words. So this is a picture of a dad. We have the first letter, D. So in order to figure this out, we should probably sound out the word. D, a, d. We already have the D at the beginning, so the next sound I hear is A. What letter says A? A, very good. Now let's go to our last sound. D, A, D. I hear another D at the end of that word. What letter says D? D, very good. So to spell the word dad, we write D-A-D. D, A, D. Let's try another. This is a cab. Cab. We already have the C at the beginning, and we're missing our middle and our last letter. Let's sound out this word. K-A-B. We already have K being made by C, so next up we need to find A. What letter says A? A, very good, short A. So now we have K-A-B. We need to figure out what letter says B. B, very good. So the word cab is spelled C-A-B and sounded out like K-A-B, cab. Excellent, let's do another. This man sat on the chair. The word sat sounds like this. S-A-T. We already see that we have an A in the middle of our word as our vowel, making that a sound, so we need to come up with the beginning sound and the ending sound. S-A-T. I hear S first. What letter says S? Good, S. So now we need to find our last sound. S-A-T. What letter says T? T, very good. So the word sat is spelled S-A-T and sounded out like this. S-A-T, sat. Here we have a picture of two people gabbing. Remember, gab means talk. The word gab sounds like this when you stretch it out. G-A-B. They've already given us the B at the end, making the B sound, so we need to come up with our beginning and middle sounds. The first sound I hear is G. What letter says G? G, very good. Now we need to figure out our middle sound. G-A. What letter says A? A, very good. That short A sound that we have been practicing. So the word gab is spelled G-A-B and sounded out like this. G-A-B, gab. This is a picture of a bag. Bag. The word bag sounds like this. B-a-g. They've already given us the G at the end, saying g, so we need to come up with our beginning and middle sounds. B-a-g. The first sound I hear is B. What letter says B? B, very good. Let's go to our middle sound. B-a. What letter says A? A, very good. So the word bag is spelled B-A-G and sounded out B-a-g. This is a picture of a bat. Bat. They've given us our middle letter, A, making the A sound. So we need to figure out what our first and last letters will be. The word bat sounds like this. B-a-t. The first sound I hear is B. What letter says B? B, very good. So now let's figure out our last letter. B-a-t. What letter says T? T. Excellent job, friends. When you get over to Seesaw, our code word today is that. That. Not only does that have the short A sound, but it has a digraph TH, meaning that those two letters are working together to make one sound. If I were to use this word in a sentence, I might say, that color is my favorite. That. T-H-A-T. You'll need this code word when you get to Seesaw. Speaking of Seesaw, your assignment today looks like this. So when you get to Seesaw, you're going to first list 4 of the short A words you found in the poem. Now, there is a copy of the poem on Seesaw on page 2, and there's a recording of me reading it if you need to look back. What you're going to do is you're going to find 4 of those short A words, and you're going to write them here at the top. I happen to remember that the poem is called Me and Dad. I know that dad is a short A word, so I'm going to write dad in my first blank. You can write these words with the drawing tool, or you can type them. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to find 3 more words that also have that short A sound, and I'm going to write them in the blanks. After you've done that, friends, you're going to come to the bottom of your page. This is called real or nonsense. Remember those nonsense words from the beginning? Some of these words here are nonsense words, meaning that when you sound them out, they're not going to make real words. Your job is to sound out each one of the words and decide whether it's real or nonsense. If the word is real, you're going to take your highlighter pen and color in that box. Now it's very important that you use the highlighter pen and not the drawing tool, so that way I can still see through to the word underneath. After you've colored in all the boxes that have real words, you're going to count up how many boxes you colored and write that number here at the bottom. Friends, if you need a refresher on what your directions are, there is a video on that first Seesaw page that tells you all of that again, and there is a space to write that code word. Again, the code word is that, T-H-A-T. If you need any help while you're working, feel free to come back to this video and watch it again. Otherwise, excellent work as always. I cannot wait to see everything that you turn in, and I will see you all next time. Bye!